Hey YouTube, welcome back to the Smelly Telly. Today we're going to be learning how to play I've Got a Feeling by the Beatles. If you've been watching that Get Back documentary, this is going to be right up your alley. The next song I'm working on is an Eddie Shaver tune, and I actually started it before I did the lesson for I've Got a Feeling, but it's a tough one. It's Eddie Shaver. He's a really good player, and with the holidays and everything, it's been really tough to get enough time to sit down and really study that the way it needs to be studied. But it's coming. I'll get it out to you guys soon. We're over 750 subscribers now, which is pretty exciting. We're on the road to 1,000, so please make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. That's enough talking. Let's go play some guitar. Alright, so let's start learning I've Got a Feeling. This first lick that John Lennon does is probably my favorite out of the whole song. George does some really cool things too, but I just love the way this lick sounds, and it's one of my favorite ways to play guitar, where you're using your 4 chord right away. So, to play the opening lick, the way you want to play this is you want to hold the chord on the guitar and only use your right hand to pick out the notes, and you really want the notes to ring as you're playing. So the chord shape you want is an A chord. You're going to use your first finger to play this A chord. And you're going to play the open A, second fret of the D, second G, second of the B, and you want to reach up with your pinky finger and get the 5th fret. And I find, technically the correct and proper way to play your guitar is to make sure that the finger is right behind that fret. But it gets very difficult for me because I got smaller hands, so I slide it back as close as I can, because the second chord you want to play is the D chord. And you're adding this thing on top, which is just kind of taken from this D chord, and you're playing this D chord instead, which is also a variation of this D chord. Kind of a lesson on how to move around your guitar neck. Okay, to open this up, you're going to play the open A, then the 2nd fret of your G string, 5th fret of the high E, 2nd fret D, then the 2nd fret of the D string, and you're going to hammer on the 4th fret. 3rd fret of the B string, 2nd fret G, 5th fret E, 3rd fret B again, then repeat it. And the second time John plays that lick, and he kind of keeps alternating between hitting this first note of the lick, he will either play the open A by itself, or he will play the open A and the 2nd fret of the D string. Definitely when he starts the song, it's the open A by itself. Okay, and that lick just keeps circling. So let's play that together nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then Paul sings, I've got a feeling deep inside. And we get to the end of the verse here, and you're going to hear this lick. Alright, all that is you're going 3rd fret, slide up to the 5th fret on your D string and your B string. You play it 3 times at the 5, so it's 1, 2, 3. And then you go down to the 4th and slide up into the 5th fret again, and you play that 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3. So that all together, nice and slow. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3. And then the E chord, a G chord, and a D chord with a F sharp bass. So your E chord, you're going to play it like you're playing a bar chord. See this shape with the E here? Just use that to make your E chord. You can lift your first finger up, put it behind your heart, get the G chord, and then switch to the D chord with the bass. And then during the verses, John simply plays kind of in the background, nice and light. Then you can do the slide again. I've got a feeling. And then there's kind of the power part of the song where Paul's singing, all my life I've been wandering around. And John's just going to go on the E chord to the G chord to a D chord and then back to an A chord and just hold that chord. Okay, so all you're doing there is your picking hand is going to be doing, and you're muting it with your palm, kind of the side of your hand here. You're really playing it like 16 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8. Let's do that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back with your chords. Okay. And then as we get towards the end of the song, John Lennon sings his verse. Everybody had a hard year. Everybody had a good time. And he keeps going. He goes around to the second half of that verse, and we get to everybody put their foot down. Oh yeah. And you're going to hear this on the Epiphone that he's playing. Okay, so what that is it's very similar to the bluesy slide that we did before, but we're just starting on the second fret with the D string and the the B string, second fret there, D and B, and we're going to start there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 times, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, up to the third fret, up to the fourth fret. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you're going to hit the A chord and play your intro. Okay, so we're just going to do the slide up one time, and then we're going to do the intro. And then when John starts singing again with Paul, they're just going to go back to that light strumming thing. All right, let's take that together nice and slow. 2, 3, 4. then at the end of the song, you're going to hear Lennon do the same thing. And at the very end of the song, you might hear that 7th note get added there. But you could leave that out too and just play the D and B string on the 2nd fret. That's all there is to John Lennon's parts for I've Got a Feeling. So on the record, George Harrison uses a Telecaster, and he lays out for the entire intro until we get to that blues slide lick, and that sounds like this. So to play that, all you're going to do is you're going to start on the 7th fret of the B string, 8th fret of the G string, and you're going to slide up to the 8th fret of the B and the 9th fret of the G. And you're going to play that note 3 times. And then you're going to repeat it. Slide up and then play twice. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we're going to drop down to the low E string, open, 1st fret, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, open A, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret. This lick happens 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, good. Then we're going to hear George play along with the Fender Rhodes. You're going to hear this lick. So to play that, you're going to start on the 12th fret of your high E, 14th fret of the B string, 14th fret of the G string. So that's the chord. And you're going to slide down. The next chord, we're going to be on the 11th fret of the D string, 9th fret of the G string, 10th fret of the B string. Then we're going down to the 7th fret of the D, 7th fret of the G, 7th fret of the B. That's the next chord. And that chord, you're going to hammer on the 8th fret of the B string and the 9th fret of the D string. And then you're just going to play the 7th fret chord again. So 12th fret. All right, all together. 2, 3, 4. Okay, good. Now for the second verse here, you're going to hear George kind of play in the background. And all that is you're kind of muting the strings with your right hand. You want to have your fingers sort of shaping the bar chord here of the A. So all that shape is the 7th fret of the D, 6th fret of the G, 5th fret of the B, 5th fret of the high E. And that's the chord he's going to hit on the 3 or the backbeat. And then he's going to change to the D chord, which is just your 7th fret D, 7th fret G, 7th fret B, 5th fret high E. And in the middle, he's kind of just muting this. You can use only your fingers here on the fretting hand, pressing, actually not even pressing, just lightly touching. And you can also palm mute down here too to get more of a muted sound. And all I'm doing is down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up, down. And then you'll hear Paul singing, "Oh, please believe me, I hate to miss the train. Oh, yeah." And if you leave me, won't be late again. Oh no. Oh no. Now we're back to that bluesy slide lick. And you're going to hear George play along with the Fender Rhodes again. Now we're into the part where Paul's singing, "All these years I've been wandering around, wondering how come nobody told me." And George is using some kind of lead guitar licks here. They're fairly simple. You're going to start with "All these years." All that is the 15th fret, give it a full bend. Give it another full bend on the 15th fret. Play it 3 times. And then a 4th time, and you're going to release the bend. And then the 12th fret. The next lick is the 12th fret of the G, 12th fret of the B. We're going to give these half bends. You're going to play it 4 times, and each time will be a half bend. And on the last double stop here, you're just going to play the 12th fret, no bend. So let's take those 2 pieces together. 1, 2, 3, 4. All these. Now the last one, you're going to play the 10th fret of the high E, 13th fret of the B string, and you're going to give the 13th fret a full bend. Then you're going to play the 13th fret 3 times. And on the 4th one, you're going to release the bend. 10th fret. So that one all together. 2, 3, 4. Then the last lick is probably the most interesting one. You're going to start on the 7th fret, give it a full bend. Then give it a half bend up a little bit farther. Play the half bend and release it. And now you're going to vibrato this note. And I very slowly release that lick. So it's a full bend. 1, 2, 3, 4. Release. 6, 7, 8, 9. 10. And that last little lick there is just the 5th fret with a full bend, and then the 7th fret on the D string. So the lick on the G string all together. 2, 3, 4. Now we're into the 3rd verse. You're going to hear, "I've got a feeling, keeps me on my toes." So all that is very similar to the things we've been playing already. You're going to start on the 7th fret D, 7th fret G, 7th fret B, hammer on to the 8th fret of the B and the 9th fret of the G. And then release it, come back to your 7th frets, D, G, and B string. And then give me a backbeat on the 5th fret of the high E, 5th fret of the B, 6th fret of the G, 7th fret of the D. It's just an A chord. I've got a feeling that keeps me on my toes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've got a feeling And here it changes a little bit. When he sings Everybody Knows, you're going to hear George play. And all that is I've got a feeling. I think that 5th fret high E, and then you play a double stop 5th fret high E, 5th fret B. Then play the 10th fret of your high E, and play the 7th fret B, 7th fret G, 7th fret D string. Then you're going to play the high E on the E string, and then the rest of that A chord, 5th fret B, 6th fret G, 7th fret D. Then you're going to play the 7th fret G, D, B, and the 10th fret of the high E. And hammer on that chord that we've been hammering on, 8th fret of the B, 9th fret of the D. And then a backbeat on the A. Back up to the 7th fret with the hammer on. So that part all together. I've got a feeling, I think that everybody knows. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Now we're back to the bluesy lick. I've got a feeling. These should all look familiar. Everybody had a hard year. And on the everybody had a good time and everybody had a wet dream lyrics, you're going to hear it change a little bit again. George is going to play this 12th fret of the high E, 14th fret B, 14th fret G chord twice. Then you're going to drop down to your 11th fret D, 9th fret G, 10th fret B. 7th fret, hammer on the 8th fret of the B, 9th fret of the G, and repeat it. Okay, so at the top, everybody had a good year. Everybody had a good year. Everybody had a good time. Everybody had a wet dream. Now it changes a little bit again. It's everybody saw the sunshine. So he's cutting out a lot of notes there. He's just playing the 12th fret of the high E, 14th fret B, 14th fret G, and then the 7th fret twice. Everybody saw the sunshine. Oh yeah. So let's play the first half of that verse where John is singing, and then we'll take the second half of the verse. Sounds like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody had a good year. Everybody had a turn. Everybody had a wet dream. Everybody saw the sunshine. Oh yeah. And on the second oh yeah, you're gonna hear oh yeah. So that's just more notes getting cut out here under the oh yeahs. So you're gonna hear him sing oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. All that is a 7th fret chord here twice. Oh yeah, oh yeah. 1, 2, oh yeah. And that's just the same chord we've been playing. 11th fret D, 9th fret G, 10th fret B. And then for the second half of this verse, you're going to hear John, everybody had a good year. And under this, you'll hear George playing. Alright, so the first lick there, that's the 14th fret of the high E, 14th fret B, 15th fret, pull off to the 14th fret, then go to the 14th fret on the G string. Next lick, 12th fret of the high E, 14th fret, 12th fret of the B string with a full bend. Then we're going to go to the 14th fret of the G string, play the 16th fret with a full bend, 14th fret G, 16th fret D, 14th fret G string twice. Then play the 14th fret G again, 16th fret full bend, 17th fret B string, 14th fret G string. So those licks all together, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and then we're into this part where we learn John Lennon's piece. And George is going to play the opposite. So at the beginning of this, you're going to hear George playing. So all you're doing there is you're playing the 5th fret of the D string, 5th fret of the B string, and we're sliding in from the 4th fret. And we're playing this 3 times. 1, 2, 3, another slide. 1, 2, 3, down to the 4th fret. 1, 2, 3, down to the 3rd fret. 1, 2, 3, down to the 2nd fret. Slide. And when I say 5th fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, we're moving both fingers here, D string and the B string, 5th fret, 4th fret, 3rd fret, 2nd fret. Back up, 2nd fret, 3rd fret, 4th fret, 5th fret. Let's take that lick all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. You stop here, you're going to hear John Lennon play the intro lick. And then at the top of Everybody Had a Good Year, where now John and Paul are singing together, you're going to hear George play some lead work. And then he goes back to what we learned already. So those licks, everybody had a hard year. Sounds like this. That's the 14th fret of the G string, 16th fret with a full bend, 17th fret B, play the 17th fret again, give it a full bend, play the 17th fret and release that bend. Everybody had a good time. This one is the 14th fret of the G, 16th fret with a full bend, 17th fret B. And that's the end of those licks. And then George goes back to the regular rhythm figure that we learned in the beginning. And he kind of varies it. So you can play around with this as much as you want. And just kind of, use those licks, throw them around, and that'll get you pretty close to what the record's doing. So let's take those licks all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. Everybody had a good time. Wet dream. Everybody saw the sunshine. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Everybody had a good year. Everybody let their hair down. Everybody pulled the socks up. Everybody put the foot down. Oh yeah. So the last licks of the song here sound like this. Alright, and to play that, we're doing the same blues slide we learned earlier on the 8th fret of the B, 9th fret of the G. We're doing 2 triplets with slides at the top of each triplet. So it's slide 2, 3, slide 2, 3, down to the 7th fret B, 8th fret G, triplet, 1, 2, 3, 6th fret B, 7th fret G, 1, 2, 3, 5th fret B, 6th fret G, 1, 2, 3, slide 2, 3. Then we're going to pop up to the 7th fret of the B and the 8th fret of the G with a triplet there. And we're going to walk it back down. 6th fret B, 7th fret G, triplet. And then we're back down to the 5th fret of the B, 6th fret of the G. Slide 2, 3. Now we're going to change the lick a little bit. We're going to walk back up, but we're going to play the 7th fret of the G, 7th fret of the high E, triplet. 8th fret G, 8th fret high E. 9th fret high E and 9th fret G. Slide 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. We went to the 8th fret to the 7th fret. Back to the 5th fret of the high E, 6th fret of the G. Slide 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 7th fret, 8th fret, 1, 2, 3. Slide into the 9th fret. Slide 2, 3, slide 2, 3, 8th fret, 7th fret. And the last lick of the song, you're going to start on the 6th fret of the G, 4th fret of the B with your first finger, and then the 5th fret of the high E with your second finger, and you're going to slide this 4th fret into the 5th fret. You just play all those notes together and slide into the lick. And that's all the parts for George Harrison. So let's take those nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's I've Got a Feeling by the Beatles. Hey, thanks for watching this video. If you learned something today, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps me continue making more guitar lessons for you. Also, don't forget to pop over to smellytelly.com. There's more guitar lessons for you there. We'll see you next time. Take care.
It keeps me on my toes, oh yeah. I've got a feeling, I think that everybody knows, oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've got a feeling. Everybody had a hard year. Everybody had a good time. Everybody had a wet dream. Everybody saw the sunshine. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. Everybody had a good year. Everybody let their head down. Everybody pulled the socks up. Everybody put the foot down. Oh yeah. Everybody had a good time. Oh yeah. Everybody had a wet dream. Oh yeah. Everybody saw the sunshine. I've got a feeling I can't hide. Oh yeah. Everybody pulled the socks up. Oh no. Everybody put the foot down.